Well, my name is Barbara. I come from Mexico. I've been here in Finland for quite a while. I have a bachelor's degree in industrial design, but I'm also studying here at TAMK interactive media and trying to specialize on game design and user experience, etc.
Hi, my name is Kseniya. I'm from Russia. I work here in Traplight as a growth marketing specialist, and I work with growth hacking team together. So I have a degree in international business from Tampere University of Applied Sciences.
We work here at Traplight. We do tons of stuff as a company that is both small and big. We get to participate in a lot of projects around us. Our company specializes in user-generated content. That means that we make our games with the players. We want them to create something meaningful inside our games that will become part of the game itself. So we want to have this community and social elements on all our games.
So we co-create with our players, our games.
Yes. I do player support and live ops, and as Kseniya with marketing, we both do a growth hack. We try to find what are the best things to do to create better products and help our designers and their teams to reach their market in a meaningful way, and try to facilitate their work, and they don't have to worry about doing A/B testing themselves. We can do it and we can specialize on it.
And also to grow our player base and to get the best players who would really love our game and stick with it for a while. We have kind of a mixture of people, very nice bunch. It's very cool community, and they come from different backgrounds. I think most of the people have University of Applied Sciences education, and also I think one person has a university degree. I think it's our data analyst, Esko.
Yeah, and there's also quite a few of us that we're in the middle of our studies, start working here, and eventually go back and continue doing some courses. One of us is just graduating after being here for 3 years, I think, or 4. And so some of us come straight from the university, from the school, and start working already. Well, I think there's skills for everything. There's marketing, there's game testing, there's game design, PR, programming. There's art, there's concepting, there's basically there's just so many things that customer service also. There's so many things that you can do in the industry. It's just about finding what do you love doing that matches how to make a game and how to get it out there, because it's not just about making an awesome game, it's how do you get it to the right people and the people that are going to be playing it,
and how to make it as a good service that will be bringing value to our players and our customers.
To their lives.
Yes, that's true.
Why should they play our games and not the million others? So you try to do as best you can with all the tools from everyone's perspective. I think the best way to get skills for it is first figure out what do you like doing and see where you fit in the industry, and maybe approach companies and ask around, or talk about in forums. Or one great thing is joining the game jams, I think. There you can experiment, maybe you want to do design, but maybe you actually loved hunting for bugs. So just go to the game jams. Yeah, also sound effects.
Yeah, because I think game industry is so much broader than only game design. I'm not trying to say that game design is not as important. It's super important, but also things that surround it. They are so diverse areas that I think many people can find their way there.
I think it's about perspective. By having a very diverse group working together in the same product, you will be able to get a lot of perspective that maybe you hadn't thought about. If everyone involved in a project has the exact same background and comes from the same place, they have all been experiencing the same kind of things. But when you get a lot of people with different backgrounds, different nationalities, different genders, then you start getting a lot of more perspective, and you can approach a larger audience because you understand more points from everywhere. So I think having that broader perspective is very important, and that's where the diversity is very good for.
And I also come from a marketing background, and we want to make games that our players want to play and want to have this great experience while playing our games. So I come from this perspective of thinking about players. So many of our players are women and people from different countries. So if we have people from like representing our customers, so we can understand them much better and make much better games.
I would definitely say again the game jams. Just go experiment, have fun, and see what are the different kind of things that you can do. It's for a weekend or a few days, and you get to experiment a lot of things, and the end result is always fun. So I think that is an excellent way. Others is be involved. Follow the Facebook pages of the companies that you like. Follow maybe sometimes there's also very interesting articles in LinkedIn or other pages. Just be aware of what's happening. Check what events you can go for free. Maybe apply to get free tickets to certain events. Be involved. There's the IGDA events. Just approach people and see what's happening and see what's out there and make connections. Just network.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice. And also, like, since I come from more traditional field of marketing, so it's not as clear to draw this connection for a person who graduates from this degree to go to gaming industry. So they might go to, I don't know, PR agency or like a bigger company that has this marketing department. But I think game industry is really, really full of amazing challenges for marketing people, and creating this kind of holistic view and making this image of what is gaming industry as a whole. I think that's very good thing, even though it's very complex and complicated process, but it really helps you to get this perspective, like what can I do in this industry to make it better. And then, as Barbara said, I think it's important to get these touch points and with real representatives of the industry, companies, speakers, and go, for example, to IGDA meetings. They are in all cities, like in Finland, they're happening. And game jams, of course, this is like really great event when you can work together in a team with professionals. So get as many experiences and create this idea how you could apply your skills in game industry.
And all experience is good experience. Sometimes maybe even your hobbies are a point of connection between your possible co-workers and you. For example, some of us play Dungeons and Dragons together, and during the interview you're talking about it and you're like, oh, you like that too, that's awesome. And all experience will give you perspective. So just because you worked in something that might not seem related to the industry doesn't mean that didn't give you an edge to understanding this other point that maybe others don't. So all these different perspectives and skills come together to create great communities in great companies.
And of course, don't forget to play games.
Yes.
Well, as a company, we hope that the era of user-generated content is coming. So, and we are trying our best to bring this to like the front line and to make it the trendiest thing in gaming industry.
Yeah, and a lot of social gaming as well. Having meetings with some YouTubers, they all wish that there's more games that have more social parts where, for example, the YouTubers and influencers can interact with their viewers, with their subscribers. And it's very important that we as game makers can understand these things and create things that are good for the player and for those showing the games. So, social and user-centered games, definitely. Yeah, I think just be brave. Just like I said before, having other experiences and things that might not be related can be the difference between getting into a job or not. Just be brave. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what's your background. Just go. You don't have to be the best in the world. I think it's a lot about who you are as a person, and the skills might not be as relevant as you think, because the who you are as a person and how you interact with others in your company is very important, and that's something that you cannot learn. You cannot get it from anywhere. But the skills, you can always start with some good skills, and then they can become great over time. So just be brave, be bold, go do it, approach people.
Yeah, I agree totally. And also, I think that when you come to work in a game company, of course, you can be 100% prepared, but you can have this attitude of being eager to learn, being like able to stretch beyond your comfort zone, work in teams. These qualities are very important. They are prerequisites of being successful in your role and grow into your role. You will become a professional. You will get these real life experiences while working. But what you can work on, these like meta skills as well, that are important to be successful in a game company or any other company. Like from my experience, I wanted to work in game industry in Finland because I felt like this is the hottest place, this is the most interesting, the most dynamic, and the most cool. And since I don't have any like gaming experience or game design experience, I felt like, oh well, it's gonna be like super hard to get there. And it took me a few years to get back to the industry actually. So I worked at university for 1 year at University of Applied Sciences, and then I came here to Traplight, and I'm doing marketing and growth marketing. So it will happen eventually if you really want it.
I think also one last tip for those of you that are studying, that are in school: don't waste your school projects in just doing something to hand it in and that's it. Do it as best as you can so that it actually works for your portfolio. Just don't waste the opportunity. Do the best that you can so that when you graduate or when you approach something, you already have very quality things that you are proud of. Not just look back and see oh well, that was a very bad 3D model that I did because I just wanted to hand it in. Just do the best that you can and be the best person that you can be, and just again, be brave, be bold, be there.
And another important thing, I think we should mention it for sure, that try applying to universities of applied sciences, because there are great programs in game design. I know that teachers, they try to invite speakers from their industry, and that students understand how particular area, for example, programming works in game industry. So students have opportunity to meet professionals. And of course, there are great projects when you make your own games in a team. So try applying to University of Applied Sciences. Even if you don't get in the first run, you can try another time. And if you didn't like the program, you can always change it to something else. But trying and getting as many experiences as you can to understand if you really like it, I think this is the key to success.